Hey, Richard, how are you?
I'm doing good, Michelle. How you
I,
doing?
I bet you are winning them contracts.
You know
I'm
it
do,
is. The
I'm doing
contract
great.
coming in. It's feeling really good.
Yeah, thank you for that quick snippet in the training last week. But I wanted to ask you some questions so that everyone else could find out what you did and like a
Yes,
little bit about how you did it. We won't ask you too much personal stuff because everybody's got to do their own work, right?
that's
But
true. You got to grind if you want to get it. You got to grind for it.
so what kind of contract did you win? It was, I know you were working on hardware, so what was it for?
I followed your footsteps from
You,
watching your videos like when I found you. So I said I'm gonna go
uh-huh.
after boats. So I
You
went, I
went
went, I
after
went to get them
boats?
boats real hard, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna find me some boats to sell, and I did that. And really, I got to give a shout out to your DIBBS course, like Michelle. That really took me a long way. I had been researching this for a while, but that kind of took me over the top. And like I've been telling you, like that class is put together like really
Well,
good.
I really appreciate that. I'm so glad that it's user friendly because I still add stuff in there. Like I'm gonna go ahead and add the other course that even though it was free, because a lot of people wrote to me and said that it was really, really good information. A lot of you guys that are
Yes.
already in the course, I'm like, why are all my proteges from the DLA course in
'Cause
this? You know,
anytime you drop something, I'm trying to get on it.
that's what
Anytime you
that's
drop
what some
something,
of the other
you know.
people said. They wrote to me and said, "Oh
Yeah.
my God, it was some really good information." But that's what happens is you get bits and pieces and it all starts coming together. So you did both. Now, did you have an easy time just choosing which boat you were going to do? How did you do that part?
Yeah, so I did it a few different ways in the beginning. Like in the beginning, I was just searching for like just SDVOSBs,
Mm-hmm.
and then I because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to use my set aside, leverage my set aside, and then I went after. I said, you know what, let me go total small business to see what's out there, and it wasn't that difficult. Just I would say that I didn't go after stuff that needed first article testing
Right,
because
because we
I want to
talked
get
about
paid.
that a little bit.
I want to
Yeah,
get paid
you want to
fast.
you want to stay away from the things that are going to make it more difficult for you.
Yes, yes.
So you went after a certain way. It was just a basic bolt. You
Yeah.
did it have technical documents or no?
No technical documents. So
See,
I'm
that's
gonna
how
save
I
the technical
think
document
people
stuff for
should do
later.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
now I know I did use technical documents our first one, but that's because I couldn't get good pricing on the bolts that we chose. So I started
Yes.
looking for one of my clients who was a manufacturer to go ahead and make those for me. And he was able to make them for much cheaper, which is how we had a nice little cushion, you
And
know.
that's it. Yeah. And honestly, that listening to you, because with the bolts, I actually reached out to the manufacturer, like you
Hmm.
said, and I had my checklist, I had my questions, but like they told me, they were like, we unfortunately we're not adding new distributors, so you would have to reach out to one of our authorized distributors. They did give me their authorized distributor list, and then what I did is I learned from you. I got quotes from all of them.
You
So I was
did?
like,
Oh,
yeah, I went to
I'm
each one.
so
I was like,
proud
you
of
know what?
you.
Yeah, because I said I'm gonna get the best price, and then even the price they gave me, I negotiated. Like one of the things I did learning from your course and like watching your videos was, I asked how much they would charge for a lesser amount than what I needed. Then I
Hmm.
asked for the amount I needed, but I didn't know the amount I needed. And then I said, you know what? Well, what if I buy more and to keep getting that price to drop down?
That's
You know?
right. That's exactly what I did.
Yep.
And then sometimes I would find the same NSN and it might be three different quotes and I would combine them. And even I would start out small, just like that.
Yes.
So if I need 10,000, I might just tell them maybe the 10,000 at first. But
Yep.
then I would, because I know I could do all three of the bids for the same NSN, the same bolt,
Yep.
the same paint, whatever it is. And then I
Yes.
would find three of them. And then I would ask them, well, what if I do 15 to 20,000? Can
Yep.
you come down on your price that way? So that worked for you, huh?
That did work, and I'm doing more stuff. I don't want to let all the secrets out because
I
everybody
know,
got to
there
put in
you
the
go.
work.
Yes,
It's a
yes,
competition, but at the
yes.
same time, but it did that, just using those tactics and just that business model. It's success. It worked. Like it's proven. Like it. I got I'm not gonna lie. I throw the veteran card out there. I'm a war vet, and I was
You
in Iraq,
should, because
and
did I tell you? I probably told someone else. Do you know right now the veterans certification is the most powerful right now?
I did not know
Even more
that.
powerful for the even more. I usually won't say that out loud, but I think it's the truth.
I thought
And
the women one was
I'm real with you
powerful one.
guys. I tell you, and here's why. It's because the Veterans Administration is focused on working with veterans. You
Yes.
know, they're trying to clean up their act. They've been trying to do it for the past few years, but they're doing a great job. They don't do a great job of necessarily guiding you through things,
No,
but
no.
it's more the law. You know what I mean? It's the law
Yes.
that they have to
Yes.
follow. And you guys are priority. So whenever you're a veteran, and it's just like being woman owned, you know, or 8A, you do need to put that out there, even if they don't ask you for it then, because guess what? When they need to fill a quota for a veteran,
Yes.
they're going to think of someone like you, especially if they work with you.
Exactly.
Tell me about your experience with the contracting officer. So how did
So
how did it go?
so that was amazing. So I'm glad you said that. So it was a discrepancy in the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just you know, because as soon as I got the contract, I went back on the DIBBS course, and I was like, just went back on like how you said what to do after getting awarded. And so I read the whole contract, and the CLIN, which tells me that the item, how many I'm supposed to ship, it
Right.
didn't match the QUP. So you got
Yes.
the quantity unit per pack. So
Right.
I was like, this is contradicting. So I immediately emailed the contracting officer, and I showed him discrepancy. I wrote it out, verbatim, like, page 1, block 20 versus
Very
prep delivery.
detailed. Yep.
And he was like, Mr. Jones, let me just look into that. And like you said, because a lot of them are just 9-to-5 jobs. He didn't know. He had to look into. He had to reach out to someone else, and then he came back. He said, I got clarification. That wasn't an error. It is supposed to be QUP of 1, not 10. Because I was like, I know that the unit of issue, which I know from just being in the military and working on these
Right.
parts, I know EA is 1 each.
Right.
But then they had QUP of 10, and I was like, no, it's supposed to be 1. Look, let's get
Yes.
correct now.
Yes, they messed us up like that at first too with the bolts. And
Yep.
so you do have to be very clear with them because they're not the ones that are checking it. They're just doing the buying.
Yes, they're just doing
So
the
they're
buying.
not the ones that actually work in the warehouse. And so they do sometimes get things mixed up, and it might be new or something like that.
Exactly.
But that holds up your money. If you send that package the wrong way because you put 1 in the pack as each and it should be 10 in the pack,
Yep.
then that's just going to hold you up. And they're
Exactly.
not going to take responsibility. I mean, they will via email, they'll apologize or whatever, but it slows them down because they're buying so many
They're buying so
things.
much. They're buying so many things.
Yes. And then so you got in VSM, you told me.
Yeah, I got in VSM. I got my labels. I got my label printer. So I'm the
You went
only
ahead
thing
and
I'm
got a
waiting.
label printer already?
Yes, I got a thermal label printer. Of course, I went ahead and got it.
I want you to let me know how you like yours. I said in the training last week, we have a lot of different printers. I'll check on which one would be good, but I'd like to know how the one works when you print out yours. Let me know
Yes.
what you think about it so I can suggest that to, our other people. And
Most
where
definitely.
did you get it from? Did you just
So
order
I have
it?
it. I ordered it. It's a Zebra. It's a Zebra ZP 450. So it's a thermal. It's a direct thermal printer.
Okay,
So
good. Okay,
yeah. So I
good.
just got that with the roll labels. I got some roll labels. I got the 4x6 roll labels, and then I got the 4x2 for the quantity unit packs. So
Okay, well, I will put that, you know what? I will put that in a separate video or something to let people know, because I got a lot of questions about that. And I wasn't sure which one we used, but I will definitely share that, because if you
yes.
like it, I'll let you see how you like it, and then,
Yeah,
tell
and I'll
everybody.
let you know how it holds up. Like I said, this is the first contract, so I printed the first time. I got all my 129 labels, and all my shipping labels, my military shipping labels, and everything like that.
Did they give them to you already?
Yeah. I went and got all the labels. I went and I got the package scheduled for this weekend, Friday. So they're gonna come pick it up. It's going ground, and it's gonna go get shipped out there. And that's why I was big on reading the contract, because like you said, the contracting officer, he's up in DLA aviation, but the boats are going somewhere else. They're going across
That's
the country,
right.
out west. They're coming
That's
your
right.
way. So
And
I was like,
the user is different than
yes,
the contracting officer, and people don't
yes,
realize that. In DLA, they're usually buying for other agencies, other
exactly.
military bases. They're
Yep.
buying for someone somewhere else. How long did it take you to win again, Richard? How
See, and
many?
that's what I want to talk about. Yes. So I did your course January 17th, and I think I bid it on those boats. I want to say a day or two later, and I got the contract February 15th. And quite honestly, it probably would have been faster, but since I just got in the DIBBS system, when I got in, of course, I had to, you had to verify. So this new thing, they call it an unrated vendor. And so tell your proteges, other students to look out for that. And you have to send a letter. They'll send you a letter with questions, and you just pretty much answer the questions and then provide all your what's the statement? Your capability statement.
Yep. They want to make sure that you're serious and
serious business,
and that you have the ability to do it. I mean, it's very intimidating, but it's a new process. They weren't doing that before. It's new.
Yeah, I can.
And it's imagine. It is frustrating because to me, I feel as though they should do that before they allow you to start bidding.
Exactly.
Because for some people, you've already started bidding and you might win something and they come back and start asking you questions. They could mess things up for you. So hopefully they'll improve the process, but it does feel a little intimidating. Every single person doesn't get it, but now most people are, because it's a new system. And they started that because of all of the fraud during COVID.
Yeah, scammers, the scammers.
Yes, a lot of scammers, and because of the SBA loans and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's just, well, the EIDL loans too.
The EIDL, I know about the EIDL loan too, yeah.
It's just crazy. So, okay, so yeah, you won pretty quick. You won faster than I did the first time.
Oh, and wow, yeah, it was less than 30 days. I can't believe it. Like, but like I said, you did the breakthrough. You went through like I said, you did the hard work. You got it the hard way. So you kind of made it easy for me. I was just like, okay, bid 30 a month. Just
is that bidding. What you're doing now? Are you doing as many as you can? How many do you think you're up to now?
I probably done 20 this month. Because of what I started so I started bidding real fast, and then I was like, wait, slow down. And then because I watched one of your other videos, and I was like, let me make sure I got an inventory system to track things that I bid on, things that I'm awarded.
If you need one of my spreadsheets, I need to put, what, I have a tracking one for service, but I think that I need to share the one that I use for DLA and products.
Yes.
Because even for me in SAM, I use it for my pharmaceuticals and stuff like that. Yes. Yeah, you get busy and you're working with maybe 2 or 3 manufacturers, and then you add another product, and then it's hard to keep up. And then when you win, this has happened to me before a long time ago. I won and I'm like, okay, which one is this?
That's what I was thinking about. I was like, I'm gonna win something, because what happened was one of the contracts I bid on, I got an email, and it was they got the condition codes, and one of the condition codes was new surplus. And I was like, oh, but then it was like, you bid a new surplus, you need to go do the new surplus documents. And I was like, I think I bid 2 new surpluses. So I had to email them and be like, hey, which solicitation? Yeah. And I felt embarrassed. So I was like, you know what? Let me just make sure I keep up with my coach. I'm bidding on everything. Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just slow down, get everything. So I got my
excited. That's good.
It's just fun. It's fun.
It is fun. It is definitely fun. And also they've taken a lot of pressure off with making sure, even though we have to find the information, but because remember, I didn't have VSM when I first started. It was there. I just found out by accident. So I had to do everything, all my labels and stuff on my own. But like you said, I don't want you guys to question yourselves and feel like, oh my God, I got this to worry about. So the labels, that's half the perfect battle. You know what I mean? That's half making the perfection, so that you don't have to worry about certain things, and knowing what to ask, and just like you said, and the contract looks intimidating, but it really is not. If you read the solicitation, you really know what's going to happen anyway. And then you get the contract, a lot of that stuff is incorporated. But this is really good. So Richard and I are meeting in our one-on-one to go over and talk about his packaging, but he's on his way. Look, this is just the beginning
all the way up.
Your strategy was also, one last thing, your strategy was also, did you keep the strategy to not go too big? Start with the stuff that's just sitting out there, because you guys, there are a lot of bids just sitting out there. Richard went out after some of those that were never bid on, and all you have to do is ask the contracting officer, because DIBBS is different and DLA is different than SAM. When it's sitting out there, it's open for you to make an offer.
Get it.
So
get it.
Richard went after some of those, and you're still going after those,
And
right?
I'm gonna keep going after them. Like, yeah, that's how you build up that past performance. Because I kind of thought with common sense. I was like, you know what? I'm a new vendor, unrated. Even though I'm an SDV or SB, I know it's other ones ahead of me. And it's like,
Right.
you know, everybody wants to go after that big $250,000, $300,000 contract. I want it too, of course. But I'm like, you know, they're like, who is this guy? You know, so you
Yeah.
kind of got to
And
crawl
you know
before you
what? Once somebody takes a chance on you, just one
Yep.
conference, it makes it easier for the next contracting officer to take a chance on you. Nobody really wants to be the first, but for
No.
you, because you had your stuff together and because you did your homework and you talked intelligently, you did everything that I explained to you to do. He came back and asked for the traceability letter. I knew it. I knew. I was like, oh, that's why.
You know, I had the contract when he asked for that.
Oh, I knew, because sometimes they're a little hesitant, but I knew when they asked for that. I told you I didn't even know what that was the first time.
Oh wow, yeah, I was.
But
I
was
went to
like,
Googling and everything. I was like, I'm
but
gonna
I
get
didn't
this.
ask him. I was like, I'm not asking him. I'm not asking
No,
him
of
what
course
is
not.
that, because I thought I have got to figure this out. And sure enough, I was like, when he said it needs to have these things, I was like, that's just the authorization letter from my manufacturer. And
It was too
so
easy.
yeah, and I was like, so I just sent it over to my guy, my manufacturer, who's also my client, and I said, hey,
Yep,
you know what? He's like, Michelle, just tell me what you need to have on there. I'll have one of my
I'll
people
put it
just
on there.
do it. Yeah, and he got it right back to me, and that was all you needed. So when they ask you for a traceability letter, that
That means
means
you
that
got
they
it.
would really like for you to have it. 99% of the time, it means you won. So,
Yeah.
but you just,
No,
if you just, even if you're nervous or excited, if you just know these things, you'll be ready, because you're always getting ready to be ready.
and be
So,
ready. You don't got to get ready to
okay.
stay ready.
Well, Richard and I have to go do our packaging discussion and make sure that he's on point with his new contract. So
Yes.
thank you, Richard. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
I really
Michelle. Thank you
appreciate
for the
you
knowledge.
sharing.
I appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you.